Hi everyone, in this video I'd like to share with you everything you're going to love and hear about the P&O Mediterranean Cruise on Arvia. We decided to take this cruise in April 2023 over the Easter holidays. So I'm going to break this video down into a couple of things you'll love about this cruise and maybe a couple of things that you'll dislike. Let's begin with what you're going to love about this cruise. The first thing that you will love about this cruise is that it is the sun worshipper's dream. There are plenty of opportunities to sunbathe on deck. Some of the ports have beaches that you can go and sunbathe at, so if you like sunbathing, there are plenty of places to do that. If you have a balcony room, like what we do, then you can go and sunbathe on the balcony, or you can go to one of the various decks. There's plenty of deck chairs, hot tubs, all available to top up your tan. The second thing that you're going to love about P&O's Mediterranean Cruise are the ports. On this cruise on Arvia that we took, I think there were 6 ports in total. The first port we stayed at was La Coruna. We then went to Mallorca. Following that, we went to La Spezia, Marseille in the south of France, Barcelona in Spain, and we're about to go to Cadiz. So it's quite a lot of ports. This is a 2-week cruise. So and all these ports were fantastic. A few of them were great for topping up your tan. Some of them have more hands-on things to do. So it's a really nice selection of kind of chilled out ports and things where you've got various different activities to keep you busy. The last thing that you're going to love about a P&O Mediterranean cruise is the language barrier, or rather lack of language barrier. In each of the ports, everyone spoke very good English, so there was no problems whatsoever with any language barriers. Of course, if you do know a bit of Spanish, then I think all the locals do appreciate it if you can try to communicate with some of the locals, even if it's just a few words here and there in their language, particularly the French. But yeah, you don't have to do that to get around. Having said all that, what's not to like about the P&O Mediterranean Cruise? Well, the first thing is that there is a lot of sea days, which may not bother some of you, but I think that some people get a little bit of cabin fever if there's too many sea days. So initially when you set sail, I think there's 2 sea days, and then you go to La Coruna, and then there's 2 more sea days to get to Mallorca, either 1 or 2 days. So it does seem like in the beginning that there is quite a lot of sea days. Once you get to La Spezia, I think there's then 3 or 4 port days in a row, so it does kind of make up for the sea days in my opinion, and it doesn't really bother me. There's lots of things that you can do online, on board even. There's a gym, there's lots of nice food to eat, you can just relax and stay in your room and not have the hassles of everyday life. So sea days are not a massive problem for me, but I know that they might bother some of you. The second thing that you might not like about the Mediterranean cruise is that there are no overnight stops, at least not on this one. On other cruises that we've been at, you sometimes get a stop overnight, which is nice if it's a bigger city and there's more to explore. Like for example, on this specific port, we stayed on this specific cruise, one of the ports was Barcelona, and there's a ton of stuff that you can do in Barcelona, which is very hard to all do within 24 hours. So occasionally it would be nice to have an overnight stop, even if you just want to see the city or the port at the evening, just for a bit of contrast. That would be nice. I think every time you get off at a port, at the back of your mind, you've always got the kind of deadline, which to be honest, there usually is plenty of time in most of the ports to do what you want to do. But in our opinion, it would have been nice maybe just to have 1 overnight stop. Another thing that you might not like about this cruise is how busy the sunny side of the ship can get, especially on a sea day. So that often tends to happen, that one side will get all the sun and the other can be a little bit cold, at least in April when we took this cruise. So you'll find that one side of the ship is completely full and it can be quite hard to get a deck chair, whereas another side will be completely empty. So that might be something to be aware of, especially if you kind of come in like what we did in maybe spring or maybe even the winter time. In summer, it might be hot on both sides, I'm not really sure. So if you know that, you'll have to let me know in the comment sections below, please. Another thing that you might not like, or you might want to be aware of even, is that it's not sunbathing weather every single day. Like today is a sea day and we are in the Mediterranean travelling to Cadiz, and it might get warm enough to sunbathe in the afternoon, but right now I wouldn't really want to be sunbathing. It's a little bit chilly, so bear that in mind. If you kind of intent on your intention is to sunbathe every single day, then maybe you might want to take this cruise in the summer as opposed to April like when we've taken it. The last thing that you might not like about the P&O Arvia Mediterranean Cruise is that the popular activities tend to book up very, very fast. So there are some newer exclusive activities and restaurants on Arvia, like 6th Street Diner, you've got the Skyline, and you've got an escape room, all of which have been solidly booked from maybe the first day or two of arriving on the cruise. They pretty much all sold out instantly. And of course, you might be able to find one spot, say on the Skyline, but I think the only spot that I found was like 12 o'clock on a port day in Barcelona, so most people are going to want to be enjoying the port anyway. So that is one thing to consider. But it's not just necessarily the newer activities and restaurants. Sindhu is a very popular Indian restaurant on P&O ships, and that has been pretty much solidly booked as well on this. So that could be due to the time which we decided to take this cruise, which was admittedly over the Easter holidays, so there's lots of kids on this cruise, and it is particularly popular. So that might not be the case if you were to book a different time. But yeah, things have been rock solid. So I would say if you don't have kids, or you don't have a family, or you're not limited to school holidays, then I would probably recommend to try and book this at a different time. Okay, so that concludes this video on things that you're going to love and hate about P&O's Mediterranean cruise. If there's anything that I've missed, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.